Final question here from Haro. As a lifelong Bengals fan, I was promised a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow. I thought maybe we would get through a show without talking. I love talking about Joe Burrow, but I thought maybe we'd get through a show without talking about Joe Burrow.
No.
That is not the case here at 10:52 as we get a little Joe Burrow in this show. But here's the thing. The roster sucks. The coach sucks, and Joe never plays. Should the Bengals scrap the entire thing down and start anew? Huge fan of Chatterbox Reds, by the way. Thank you, Haro, for the question.
Haro, thank you so much for the Tasden Bailey's in the chat right now, saying he's going to get the authorities in, say that these aren't actual questions from the fans. Yeah, that's not the case at all. These are real questions. That
and you were copying them in quickly as we pointed out.
Emailed it into us. Yeah. These are questions that you guys asked, and this one comes from Haro. And it is not a question from deep in my subconscious at all. And it is, should the Bengals scrap everything down because it's pretty apparent that the team isn't very good? The roster isn't very good. And I had this thought yesterday when it comes to the Bengals. And it is almost certainly just me being as overdramatic and knee-jerk reaction as I possibly could about what happened on Monday and what happened last Sunday. And that is that this team is so far away from anything. And that number 9, Joe Burrow, masked so many deficiencies when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals roster. The deficiency of play call, the deficiency from the head coach, the deficiency of the offensive line, the deficiency, even deficiencies on the opposite side of the ball when they're giving up 30-plus points. It is so abundantly clear that that is the case and that we need him to have any success at all, but we can't trust him to have any success at all because he's never on the field, that we don't deserve him. We simply do not here in town. The Bengals, maybe we do. The Bengals franchise does not. And therefore, we should tear it down to its studs. End of the year, you'll still be able to get multiple first-round picks for Joe Burrow, even after his third season-ending injury, even unless he comes back in the middle of December, which that's seeming less and less likely by the day. It really didn't seem likely from the get-go, but it was the only hope you had, so you held on to it. That you got to. I can't trust him to be out on the field, and even when he's out on this field, what are we, a 10-win team? I mean, what's that worth? Not a whole lot. It's better than where we're at, but it's not worth a whole lot. So yeah, strip it down to the stuff, and I mean everything, man. New coach, new front office, get as many first-round draft picks as you possibly can, second, third round. See what you can get for Trey. I don't know what you can get for T. Higgins. I know we just signed him for a 4-year deal, and that might sound silly to some. The only guy that I would say is a no-touch is Jamar. And here's the thing about even saying that is based off of nothing other than just speculating off of how wide receivers work in the past, not just Jamar, but pretty much all wide receivers, is that if we traded everything but Jamar, he's not going to be very happy, and he's not going to want to stay here anyways. So then we're like, all right, well, maybe we should just strip this whole thing down and start anew. Start it over. Unless you can get a young, promising quarterback for Joe Burrow and a couple of first-round draft picks. I'm not going to say who. Probably never said it on this show before. But unless you can do that, then you don't strip it down. Then you just kind of like a stark rebuild. But that's where I'm at with the Cincinnati Bengals. And it'll change a lot if we win one of these next 2 games. As I mentioned, I'm just firing at the hip of how I feel in the very moment. And how I feel this very moment is that we are so freaking far away from ever competing with the big dogs that I just tear it down, baby. Stone, you?
You're so far off on this, Reid. I mean, come on. What are we doing? To be completely honest. I mean, we just, as an organization, I gotta stop saying we, the Bengals as an organization just came to terms with the fact a couple of months ago, we're rolling with Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase for our future. The next 4 years, whatever, that's going to be our guys that we're going to build around and try to win around. And we're 4 games into this thing. By the way, have won 2 of those games, and you're ready to blow the entire thing out.
Yeah. We beat the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
With Joe.
Yeah.
And it looked terrible.
Yeah.
And then we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
And it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Those are our 2 wins. They looked. Yeah. We haven't looked good in any of the 4 games.
Yeah. I hear you. And you're just ready to get rid of Joe Burrow.
Because it seems like
You realize how hard it is to get a guy like Joe Burrow
I get it.
on your team?
I get it. And if Joe was always playing, if Joe was if Joe was Josh Allen and he's always out on the field, never hurt,
Yeah.
I'd be singing a different tune. But the problem is we can't rely our entire franchise off of a guy when I can't even expect him to be there over half the time.
It's football. It's violence. A physical game.
I'm not spearheading football. I'm not going against the sport of football. I fully understand what it is. I'm just telling you that even though he is elite, even though he is so good that he masked deficiencies to a point where we look like an elite team when he's out there, where the team is at right now, I don't see anything better than a 10-win team, even with Joe Burrow. And when I say a 10-win team that you might win one game in the postseason, you scamper in.
No. When Joe Burrow's in the postseason, he can win more than one game.
I just don't think we're, A, that same team, and B, the way that the team is currently built. And I don't think it's one or two pieces that we need. I think it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, it's going to be a lot more if you get rid of your three best players.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm okay with that because rebuilds in the NFL happen quick. They do. You just got to hit on two good drafts, i.e. Detroit Lions, i.e. us, i.e. every quick Washington Commanders. You hit on one or two drafts, right back in the thick of things. And Joe Burrow is my favorite athlete ever. And I'll defend him tooth and nail. This isn't an anti-Joe Burrow slander, even though
it sounds like you want to get rid of him.
I am taking points, but I'm getting rid of him because I'm a Bengals fan first, and I think that's our best course forward. I think Joe Burrow, when playing on the field, is, if you want me to put an exact number on it, I think he's the third best quarterback in the league. I think the only two guys that are better than him are Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I think he's better than Lamar Jackson.
So let's get rid of him.
Because he's not out there.
He's out there 50% of the time, so that means
when
he'll be out there next year.
Your whole team is built around him and the offense, and he's not out there half the time, that's not sustainable. You can't run a business where your best employee shows up half the time. You can't.
How do you know he's going to continue to only show up half the time?
Because that's what I've seen. We're not doing this off of, he's missed 1 year of 2. We're doing this 3 of 6. And even the ones where he has been there, even the seasons where he has been here, i.e. The Super Bowl year, he was kind of hobbled and didn't have a long preseason. The beginning of 2023, he was hurt. Happened, even when he's here, he's not at 100%. Last year was the only year where we pretty much had a fully healthy Joe Burrow the entire year, and even including the preseason. It's the only year. So, I guess I'm just out. Like I said, I'm a pretty reactive fan. So if we beat the Detroit Lions this Sunday, then we'll be singing a different tune, probably. Or if we beat the Green Bay Packers in 2 weeks, I'll be probably singing a different tune. But right here, where they sit 2-2 and have looked terrible in all 4 games, and I got blown out. I mean, we might have the worst point differential in the league. We might have the worst point differential in the league, and we're 2-2. Because we've lost the last 2 games by a combined 63 points. Yikes.